Well, I don't like to talk very much. I'm a man of action. And this is why I have this petition here. Because this is one thing we could do. And actually a peaceful way have the legislature eliminate that last sentence on the exemption. Because what you're having, for example, the average apartment is assessed at about $55,000, and the average home is assessed at close to $200,000. So we all pay property tax. The renter pays the tax when he pays his rent, and the owner pays the tax direct to the city or borough. Now, the difference is that the owner of a house pays 3 times as much as a renter. Now, that's not fair. One of my kids, they just built a new house. I consider that an oversized cabin. They got their tax bill over $5,000. They work like crazy, and they figure, well, I have to go in again. You have to sign that petition and get as many people as you can to convince those guys here in Juneau.
So in my closing comments, I don't have a petition right now, but what I wanted to say is I've worked on and I voted for what I think is a responsible borough budget. For 3 years, we've been millions under the cap that we're allowed and set by you voters to spend too, and we've been millions under it. The budget that we're in right now, we're over $3 million under the cap. 1% increase in our budget from the previous year. I think that's a responsible budget action. And then the other one is, I'm for responsible development. I've worked on public recreation issues. I've worked on road standards for the borough and voted on those. We're working on seeing subdivision standards coming before us. And even junkyards will probably be back before us in this next term. So I ask you for your vote for me to continue in a second term. And I've listened to you. I've even seen some of you and heard some of you at the Fairbanks Visioning, and I'll continue to listen to you. Thank you very much. Ask for your vote.
And my name is Dave Miles, also running for seat I. I think the Fairbanks Republicans should invite all the candidates. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you all very much for coming today, and we will see you.
Hi, I'm Dave Miles, running for Borough Assembly. I was not invited to this Fairbanks Republicans, but I came anyway. The party of rape, ruin, and run didn't want me to come. Mark Ames was also not invited. So this takes away legitimacy of the Republican debate by not inviting all of the candidates. No sales tax, increase the homeowner exemption, full-time public transit, land grant schools, and split the property tax off buildings to make it easier for people to own their own home. Vote for Dave Miles for Borough Assembly, seat I. Thank you.
Oh, this is just great. To spend $1.2 million on a part-time bus, and then only $40,000 to add those another 3 hours in the evening, to double the usefulness of the bus system. Half the ridership is university, and you know, this will make evening classes and everything. But the key thing is now everybody can participate in local government, because City Council and School Board and Borough Assembly meet in the evenings, and now we have evening bus service. So now you can take the bus to go to Borough Assembly to talk about the bus.
All right. And so that's one of the things. And of course we have bus service out here in North Pole that has increased a little bit from
and there's the little shuttle that runs around and meets the main bus in North Pole. So that's reached out to a lot more of the outlying areas here.
Okay. I think maybe you want to put that microphone a little bit closer to your face there. Okay.
Another issue is the homeowner exemption. If you own your own home, $20,000 is, or 20%, whichever is less, is taken off before you're taxed. And there's a proposal to increase that to $50,000.
Okay.
So that would make it a lot easier for people to own their own home, and that's a very positive step.
Okay, now that's coming up for vote?
No. On this ballot, October 2nd, will be the borough sales tax. That's the only issue
Okay.
that's on there besides
What is your feeling on the sales tax?
that it shifts costs onto labor and hurts labor.
Uh-huh.
It's also going to make it very confusing for the North Pole sales tax to have this borough tax, and it changes from summer to winter and very complicated for small businesses to administer. Of course, I've always stressed that we should just split the property tax off buildings to make it easier for people to improve their buildings, and that would mean higher on those vacant commercial lots, which would bring that land back into use. So our cities would become more efficient and such.
Right. I've heard the comment on the wording and so forth of the sales tax, that it really, the wording and the things that are in there probably will make it so that it will not pass.
It won't pass. Fairbanks has always voted it down, at least 2-1. The borough hasn't had a sales tax vote for 20 years, but the city of Fairbanks has had regular for every 3 years for ever since I've been here, and it's always been turned down. Yeah, the bus system now is full-time. This will mean a big advantage for after-school activities, because usually it's mom that has to be the taxi driver as last resort for taking kids to and from. This will be a big step towards equality. That's what we're supposed to be based on. That's the golden rule. And if we just put all our money into highways and have a part-time bus system, that's not equal. Our Declaration of Independence says we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence was one of 4 documents present when they wrote the Constitution of the United States: the Mayflower Compact, the Magna Carta, and the 10 Commandments. So the 10 Commandments should be posted in every public building, because it was present at the time they wrote the Constitution.
Okay. And so you are running for seat I on the Borough Assembly.
Running against Guy Satley and Valerie Therian. They've both been in office for many, many years. So if you like the way things are going, then vote for one of them. If you want some new ideas, vote for me. Okay. And you have been on the campaign trail, like you said, what, 16 years? Yep. 16 years, and getting your message across, and apparently it finally helped on the bus system. And this town is great. The KJNP, the debate in the evening that they have every year, it's just open, no agenda. People just call in questions. It's live. There's nothing better.
Okay. And your telephone number, if people want to get in contact with you.
457-3236.
Okay.
My webpage, daymiles.com. D-A-E is my first name, daymiles.com. Not to be confused with Nelson Miles, who's also running for Fairbanks City Council.
Okay. So anybody would like to get in contact with you, find out some more of your views, points, and so forth, that's the number to give a call.
Yep, I believe that you should reap what you sow, that you should dwell where you build, so that we can live long in the land that the Lord has given us.